It's Saqib Uddin with me at promoter David Higgins. Joseph Parker's clash with Dillian was on Saturday night. How are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I don't think the boys saw that because they were talking to each other. I saw it. The camera was fully good.
It's about the UK that stands out perhaps you don't get in New Zealand, Australia, other places that you promoted.
Oh look, I think the UK is the epicentre of boxing, particularly heavyweight boxing in the world at the moment. British Sky Sport is a wonderful broadcast vehicle with a big pay-per-view audience, and it's a market. It's a great market because a lot of the media are syndicated around the whole UK. So if you do an interview with BBC or the Telegraph, people are consuming it everywhere. Whereas in markets like the United States, harder to conquer because you'd have to do the New York Times East Coast, then maybe Chicago in the middle, and then do West Coast. And it's several markets. So the UK, you have a big population that love their sport. It's like one media market, and boxing's on a high, and so it's a great place to be promoting a heavyweight like Joseph Parker.
Process in terms of negotiation, 3 months to make, whereas this fight took less than 3 days. What changed and what was different this time around?
It was the fact that Matchroom and Duco had negotiated the Joshua fight, and it did take 3 months, but it was an intercontinental joint venture deal worth tens of millions between two companies who'd never worked together. So you're feeling each other out. And we worked well together, and a bit of trust was built. And so it was having done Joshua Parker that enabled us to negotiate Whyte Parker in the space of 3 days, because we worked together, we trusted each other, and went on instinct as well. And I think it's good for boxing that promoters they still trust in the business enough to do a deal that size, an 8-figure deal, in the space of 3 days.
In a quiet build-up so far, in the past we've seen you and Eddie go back and forth on social media, and Dillian tends to be very vocal with his opponents. Can we expect more this week, or do you feel there's just general respect between the two?
I think there's respect. I think Dillian's taking it very seriously and probably doesn't want to clown as much as normal. He thinks he'll beat Parker and get a shot against Joshua, so he's not sticking his neck out as much as normal. Joseph always respects his opponents. I think we will see it heat up in the final week. I think the fight speaks for itself because of the styles. You know, Dillian will come forward swarming bombs, leaving openings, looking for a knockout. Parker has said he's going to throw the kitchen sink, so it's going to be explosive, and I think everyone's looking forward to it.
I believe this fight got made within 48 hours, which shows a lot about Joe's character, that he's willing to fight anyone put in front of him. He's willing to fight the best. As Joe's promoter, what is it like to work with someone like that?
Oh, he's a dream to work with. The best talent or athlete I've ever worked with. You know, what you see is what you get. He doesn't pretend to be humble and nice. He is, and he's intelligent. He's got a very analytical mind. Like, he'll study contracts and budgets and get fully involved. He understands exactly what's going on. That makes it easy, because if you're dealing with someone that doesn't really understand the business, your job's harder. And so you can talk sense to Joe, and he'll weigh it up and understand it, and that's good. And he's courageous. He will fight anyone. And boxing is a risk-reward business. You weigh up the risks and the rewards. In this case, Dillian's absolutely the right fight at the right time. You know, the money, commercially it's big, but also the winner will be pole position for rematch against Joshua.
You have mentioned in the past that the fight is the People's Olympics. It's not an official eliminator with the governing bodies. Do you feel victory on Saturday will lead to a real title shot next?
I think that both guys were probably went the best of Joshua's opponents. Joseph first to go the distance, Dillian shook him up a bit. The winner will end up number one in one or two of the sanctioned bodies. And if it's won by knockout, the winner will be a big deal in the UK. So the winner will be a sitter for a Joshua rematch, should Joshua beat Povetkin. So the answer's outside Joshua and Wilder, the winner here will probably be the third biggest name in heavyweight boxing.
Do you feel there's a lot on the line? It's a risky fight. Dillian is number one with the WBC. Why do you match with other government bodies? And if Joe was to suffer back-to-back defeat, I would imagine it would be a long move back into world title contention.
Yeah, it would. I mean, Klitschko lost 3 times, then had a 10-year reign as world champion, so you can turn it round, but that's quite rare. A lot of people lose heart or lose their way, so we're putting it all on the line. And if Joe suffered back-to-back defeats, he'd have to do a lot of soul searching and decide, do I want to really give this another 5 years? And it will take a few very good victories to earn back the faith of the fans. So it's all on the line.
Is there any expectation from your side of picking a weakened opponent instead of Dillian Whyte?
No, because why would you bother? I mean, from day one, we thought we'll go as quick as possible, foot on the accelerator. We took every big fight that came our way. We got his world title. Joseph won his world title, WBO world title, in 4 years, and was the 4th youngest in history. We then went on to try and unify as quick as possible. We took the Joshua fight as soon as we could make it happen. And now Joseph's goal is still to be unified heavyweight champion. So we're going to go hard at that goal as quick as possible. And Dillian Whyte is the quickest route back. Why fight 3 journeymen or bums? Probably make less money out of the 3 fights than the one with Whyte fight, and still risk losing or getting injured anyway. And too many people in boxing pad records or strategically avoid fights, and I think it hurts the sport. And I think if everyone took our approach of putting it all on the line, then it would be healthy for the sport.
How do you feel yourself and Joe and the whole team have learned, grown and developed from the Joshua fight, having been part of such a big occasion?
We're feeling at home in the UK. We've used this training facility in the hotel 3 times now. It's become like home. The media and the fans are getting to know us. Joseph's hard to dislike, so it's almost like fighting at home. In fact, we see Dillian Whyte. We think Dillian Whyte's the enemy. It's like we're the home guy.
Do you feel, apart from Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, that this is the biggest fight to be made in the heavyweight division right now?
It's the most exciting. It's up there. Joshua Wilder will be an exciting fight, but the Whyte Parker's an exciting fight too. Like, it's going to be explosive, and I think people just have to look at the styles to realise that it could be the fight of the year.
From your past experience with working with Eddie Hearn for the Joshua fight, having very public negotiations, what's your take on the Wilder versus Joshua negotiations? And do you think the fight will happen in April?
I think the fight will happen when Wilder pulls his head in and stops being greedy. The Wilder camp are being cynical and greedy. The reality is that Anthony Joshua's at the A side by country mile, a commercial juggernaut, has 3 or 4 world titles, has sold out 80,000 seat stadiums more than once, and I don't think Wilder's sold out the arena in his own town yet. So, and the Wilder side is seeing it as like a cash grab. So they're trying to say that Joshua's dodging and scared of Wilder, and trying to use that to force Joshua to give some of his money to Wilder. It's a cynical ploy and a cash grab. Eddie Hearn will know that, and so they've called Wilder's bluff by taking Povetkin, and then the winner of Parker Whyte will be sitting there for April. So unless Wilder pulls his head in, then Eddie and Joshua could easily call Wilder's bluff again and simply put in the winner of Parker Whyte, which will sell out Wembley. So Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua are the A side, and they've got all the bargaining power. And as time goes on, the Wilder, Shelley Finkel, Al Heyman side will come under increasing pressure to make the deal or risk losing the deal altogether. Why should Wilder be paid more than what he's worth? And arguably, you could say that the Wilder side is scared of Joshua, because if they weren't, why does it matter what the percentage is? Take a reasonable percentage, and if they think Wilder's going to win, they fight again anyway. So you could say that Wilder side are looking at it as their one opportunity, and Wilder's record bar Ortiz is pretty padded. There aren't many names on it.
Anthony Joshua now faces his mandatory against Alexander Povetkin in September at Wembley Stadium. What's your thoughts on the fight? How do you see it playing out?
Look, I'm not a boxing expert. I'm a promoter at the business side. But I think, I think Joshua got Klitschko at the right time, just as he got old. and I think he's doing the same with Povetkin. Got him getting old, and so I think if Joshua fights a disciplined fight the way he fought Parker, that he will beat Povetkin.
A lot of people have this as a 50-50 fight, Dillian Whyte with Parker. However, the bookmakers do have Joe a slight favourite. What do you think about this?
Because I think Joseph has too much class for Dillian Whyte if he fights a disciplined fight. If he fights the way he fought against Joshua, I think Whyte creates openings and can be more sloppy. And so if Whyte gets lucky and lands a bomb, or Joseph makes a big mistake, Whyte could win the fight. But I think if the fight goes according to plan, then Joseph probably has too much class and should win the fight.
Do you see the fight panning out? Do you see it going the distance, or do you think your man will knock out Dillian Whyte outside?
Good question. We hope that we can win by stoppage, but you know, if it goes the distance, we'll take that as well.
What have you made of the critics that said the fight isn't APE worthy on social media? Does that frustrate you at all?
No, that's only a few people, and you always get that every fight. I think by and large the majority of fans recognise it as a very entertaining spectacle with credibility, in that the winner will be pole position for a world title shot, and that the undercard's pretty good as well.
Lastly, David, time to put your promoter's hat on. Now, why should people watch Joseph Parker versus Dillian Whyte on pay-per-view on Saturday night?
Well, simple. Probably the best heavyweight matchup of the year so far, with a dynamite undercard, and the winner will be pole position for a world title shot. So why would you not buy it? Cheaper than a night out.